Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, Ev Lady. So today's video is going to be my houseplant collection. I'm really excited to share with you all the growth and progress that all of my plants have had over the years. I think I posted a houseplant tour a couple of years ago, and most of the plants are still here. Some may not be, and of course I have picked up a couple of new ones along the way. And yeah, I'm excited to show you. So I've tried to move them all into my living room. A lot of them do stay in the living room. There's just a lot of good lighting here, but I have tried to gather them around from other parts of my home so you could see all of them. And now that was a bit of a workout because I have some big ones everywhere. So let's get started. My most popular plant that I always get the most comments on and questions, whether people in my real life when they're visiting my home or on Instagram, is my monstera tree. This thing is ginormous. When I first got it, I thought it was a big plant, and it's just skyrocketed. So we kind of want it to stop growing because it's going to reach the ceiling and it kind of covers the TV, but I just love it so much. I've propagated it a few times. It was actually pretty easy to get some cuttings from, and I've given them to friends and family so they can start their own monstera tree. Another one of my bigger plants is my fiddle leaf fig. I got this one at the Lowe's or Home Depot really small, and it's also grown really well. And yeah, I'm excited for it to get even taller. And I love seeing when my fiddle leaf gets new leaves. Of course, I think with fiddle leaves, they're a bit temperamental. I've tried to grow them before when I lived in a basement apartment, and that was just like a no-go. So they do need a lot of light, and they don't like to be moved much. So I hope that this moving him here didn't mess any of that up. Another one of my larger plants is my rubber tree. So this is a painted rubber leaf tree. I just love the pattern on these leaves. This one also is growing quite a bit. I just gave her a moss pole so she could kind of grow a little taller, but I really love this plant. It's always cool seeing the new pattern that's going to emerge from a leaf, and I already have some leaf buds. This one just will not stop growing. I haven't tried propagating yet, but I do have some smaller branches in the back that I could do that with. Or also for the fiddle leaf or the rubber tree, like cutting it off and seeing it branch in two different ways. I haven't tried that yet. I don't want to mess them up, and I feel like I could branch it out a little later, but we'll see. Let me know if you ever tried doing that and how it went. Some of my other plants that I have here, this is my philodendron. My friend gave me a cutting of this. I love when friends give me little plant samples, and I trade off like my plant samples because it just makes the plant so like special and memorable, and we joke that we have each other's like plant grandmas and granddaughters, and I just love the variation of this philodendron Brazil. It's so cute and pretty, and I like how the leaves start like really papery, so just a really pretty, easy, low maintenance house plant philodendrons. Similar to the philodendrons on ease is pothos. So I have a couple of different varieties of pothos, and I have propagated my pothos a lot. So this is a pothos Enjoy. I have these everywhere just because they're so easy to propagate. I just watered this one, so it's a little droopy, but they perk right up really fast. So again, a very low maintenance plant. You can have it vining, which I love vining plants. I feel like it just really gives a good ambiance. But you can also wrap the vines around and have it a little bit more bushy. So here's my bushier one that I keep in my bedroom. And I have another viney one that I hang in my office area, just so I have some greenery while I'm working on the computer. My next pothos plant is a golden pothos, so let me go grab my big one. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm coming. This was my original golden pothos plant. These grow so easily. I've trimmed this back a million times. I think I've also like replanted this one a bunch as well. And so here's my golden pothos. I keep this one on my bookshelf. It just makes the library look really pretty and cute. And I have recently planted one of its cuttings in this little pot. I haven't had a good place to put this. It's just in my windowsill now. Another golden pothos. Another plant that a friend gave me was this Transcantia. This one, again, it's also called like an inch plant because you just need the smallest amount of the leaves to keep propagating it over and over and over again. And anytime it gets too dry at the tops, I'll just cut it, propagate it, and like replant it. So it's like a never-ending plant. I love the purple underleaf. Is my monstera adenacea. It's also vining, but you can have it grow up or bushier. It has all of the little holes. It almost looks like a basil with a lot of holes, but I love this plant. So here are my two monstera Swiss cheese plant babies. I've also propagated this one and I have it hanging in my room. This one took a little longer to propagate and I lost some of the leaves at the end, but I just love the vining trailing plants. Oh, and here's a new leaf that hasn't unfurled yet. So fun. All right, what plant next? Okay, some of my medium-sized plants. This is my first and only alocasia. I really wanted one of these, and despite us having so many plants, Preston still got it for me as, I think, a Valentine's Day gift. And I just love it. It's always growing new leaves. This one needs a little bit more frequent watering, and I think it's also not great to have around cats, but my cats are pretty good about not eating plants, but I just love these leaves. I feel like it's like a dinosaur plant. Here's my aloe vera. This one also lives in the bedroom because it's kind of a greenhouse in there. I've had this plant. This is one of my oldest plants. I got this in Brooklyn, and somehow it survived that basement apartment, and it's thriving here. I should like repot some of these pups, but my aloe vera. I have a couple of snake plants. This is one I also had in Brooklyn. It's my like very traditional snake plant. I just love it. And I also have a Sansevieria cylindrica. So it's just a different variation of the snake plant where it's a bit thicker of stalks. And this one droops quite a bit, so I have it on a pole. A few of my plants, it's Preston's job to take care of. And every once in a while, I'll have to try to revive them back because I think I just have more of a green thumb than he does. And one of those here is the Calathea rattlesnake. When I first got this one, I didn't realize its name, like with the prayer plant, that it has elbows, and at night the leaves will like whip up. I was like, oh no, what did I do? Did I like overwater it? Because it all just stuck straight up. Here's my Calathea rattlesnake. So now I just think I have some of my like itty bitty plants to show you all. And so I have this little succulent. I feel like succulents are actually the hardest plant for me to do, even though they're kind of notably low maintenance, but for some reason I just get them, either give them a little too much sun, too much water, but this is one I've had for a long time, and I actually had to recently propagate it because I think the cats knocked down one of its branches. It's all back to being good. Sort of with the succulent theme, I have a string of pearls, another like tricky one for me. It's covered in like dust, the little balls hold so much dust, but it's so pretty. This was a lot bigger when I first got it, and I had just such a hard time. But now it's growing longer, but it is just in a little itty baby pot, but it's so precious. I also have a string of turtles, but again, I'm not doing a good job at this one. So if you have any tips for a string of turtles. I think it's like somewhat of a succulent, and maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time, but I have one string that's looking good, and then these other ones are looking a little crispy, and I don't know if it's too much sun, too little water, too much water. It's very hard to diagnose, but I love this little pot because it looks like a little cauldron, and I thought a cauldron with little turtle shells would be really cute. I have 2 cacti here, and these ones I just forget about for months at a time. I have them on a little shelf on my wall, and I think they look so cute there. Again, I love these little pots. My sister got the set for me, and they're just so cute to like sprinkle around your house. And so this is a little ball cactus, and I think I looked up at one point what type of cactus this is, and I should look back on some pictures because cactus are so slow growing, but I do think these ones have gotten bigger over the years and gotten a little bit taller, but they're still itty bitty minis. Oh, one last plant that I got last year and I'm having the hardest time taking care of, so please leave your tips, is my orchid that I got for my dissertation defense when I became Dr. Kim. Preston got me a beautiful orchid, and it's growing new leaves that are very like nice and thick, and it keeps growing them, but some of the other leaves just, they're not looking too healthy, but it keeps sprouting out new leaves, but no new stalks for the orchids, and there's a lot of roots that look good. I had it in orchid soil, and the orchid mix just was not staying wet at all, and I think maybe just I'm kind of low humidity here, so I mixed the orchid mix with some regular houseplant soil, so I'm hoping that helps keep the moisture a little higher, and it is looking a little better than it was a while ago. But here is my orchid. So yeah, leave your tips for me down below. So that is my houseplant collection. Let me know your favorite houseplants down below and any tips and tricks that you have for houseplant care. I would love to learn from you all, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.